Hey, it is Dusty with another story for you. This one is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Telling My Husband to Figure Out How to Take Care of Our Son? I, 30 female, and my husband, 33 male, welcomed our first child this past September. I've been fortunate to be on maternity leave, but that ends next week. My husband had 2 months off and has been working full-time since. He's off Sundays and Mondays. I have never left my son except to go to a wedding in December, but we were only away for 3 of his wake hours. My in-laws watched over him and everything was fine. I go back to work next week and my son will be attending daycare. My husband is off this entire week and we've just been taking a staycation. I told my husband, though, I want one day on my own to get more comfortable from being away from our baby and that I want him to have the day with the baby on his own. He's never been alone with him for more than an hour. He's a good father, though, and he will help out when needed, but he has never been there for the full-blown cries and fussiness while having to take care of the house. A few days ago, we went to a friend's house and our son was screaming bloody hell. When I held him, he would calm down. Whenever my husband would hold him, he would just scream and cry even louder, so my husband just passed him along to me. I was getting frustrated because I wanted to relax with friends and he couldn't calm him down for a minute. Today, he tells me that his mom will be coming to help out. I asked him to tell her never mind because he should be able to do it on his own. He called me ridiculous and it shouldn't matter, but I think it really does. I can't be bothered at work unless absolutely necessary, so I wanted this to be our trial. His mom will also be working on Mondays, so it's not like she'll be available to help out then. His mom is taking his side, but of course she will, because our son is her only grandson. So am I the astronaut for telling my husband to figure it out and to step up? This is my first AITA post and I'm frustrated just writing this, so if you need more details to decide, just let me know and I will respond. We have some edits to add. Let me get into those in a moment here. But yeah, the red flag for me, and I'm going to go ahead and drop it now, and I'll wave it too, is dad never of his own volition jumping in and being like, hey, let me take it for a while because I want to be able to do this. I feel like that's something as a father that you need to do. You need to jump in and be like, hey, I got it. You don't bond unless you have that time together. And I tell you, like, mom being 2 feet away where the baby can smell her is not the time, right? You need to be on your own for a while to truly figure it out. Now, having some guidance and having some training and having some even documentation to be able to follow would be great. But you've got to do it on your own. It's a fire you have to walk through. You can't just plug into the Matrix and be like, oh, I know Kung Fu and I'm a good dad. It doesn't happen like that. You have to actually do the work. Let's get into the edits to add, if I can find them. Here we are. Edit to add. I had a C-section and I exclusively breastfeed, so I physically could not leave the baby in the first 2 months. My lactation consultant told me to not pump until after 2 months as I needed to establish my milk supply. He took care of me while I took care of the baby. He doesn't do nothing. When I started pumping, husband was already at work. Husband does do feedings now. Edit to add 2. This isn't a punch toward his mother. I adore her. It's really about him being independent with the baby. She helps us and I always appreciate it. I don't know why y'all think I'm spiteful. Edit to add 3. When my husband is home, I do separate myself from them by going to a different room. But he does often come to the room for help. I'm not just dropping him off. Too long don't read. I'm taking a day away from my husband and son to be more comfortable with going back to work. Husband has never done a day alone with son, so I asked him to try and figure it out and I'll be available if needed. He told his mother to come help. I said no. He thinks I'm being ridiculous. Why wouldn't you want to try and do it on your own? It's terrifying. Look, like, I understand it is terrifying being a first-time father and having no fucking clue what you're doing. But how do you expect to learn if you're asking someone else to do it for you? How do you expect? And you know that's what mommy would come over and do. There wouldn't be like a, okay, learning moment. Let's work on changing a diaper. I'll monitor and give you some helpful tips once you get through doing the first one on your own. Then we can walk through the second one a little bit better. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be like, oh, I'll take care of it. You just sit down and put your feet up, sweetie. Would you like some tea? It's going to be that. You've got to show the initiative to try and figure it out on your own. Katie, truth. Women aren't born knowing how to care for children. We have to learn too. Yeah, it's the same. You both start with a clean slate, right? There may be some more maternal instincts baked in, ready to be unlocked, but Knowledge-wise, yeah, you're both blank slating it going into this. OP knows what's going to happen and knows that he needs to try. And also, he didn't talk to her about this ahead of time. He just went ahead and invited his mom. That to me says he is not planning on doing this so he can have a coach there. He's doing it because he's terrified and he wants someone else to just do it for him because he's terrified.